Hi, welcome to GLP and You. Today we're going to delve into some of the salient points of Lilly's lawsuit against Empower Pharmacy. We'll have another episode on the lawsuit against the Strive Pharmacy, and we'll post that in a day or two. So let's get started. I'll post some links below on the lawsuits themselves and my Google Doc on some of the things that I pulled out that I think are important. Love to have some discussion with you. Go ahead and post them in the comments below and like and subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. Let's get started. In this complaint against Empower Pharmacy, Lilly is asking for a jury trial. You can take a look. I have linked the lawsuit below for Empower and also for Strive if you want to go ahead and read through those on your own. So in the complaint, Lilly is saying that Empower is cutting corners and leaving serious safety risks in its wake. That's number one. In number two, they talk about the Empower's tirzepatide ODT, which is their oral dose, which Empower claims to work great. So they make note of that in number three about the fact that there is nothing that's safe or effective for oral tirzepatide. They also claim that Empower is doing a mass testing experiments on their consumers. We are all one big experiment for the tirzepatide that's being compounded now. And also, Lilly does make a note of the fact that adding the supplements like the B12s and the niacinamide and the amino acid glycine, like those are also an experiment, which in essence is a true statement because none of that has been researched. They talk about lack of efficacy, which, they're relating that to Facebook posts and Reddit posts as well. So they are combing through your messages when they do these lawsuits. They're very meticulous in that. So anything we say about compounding and particular pharmacies in general, they will use in the court case. So in 43 to 44, Lilly is noting that there's no research on the efficacy of oral tirzepatide, which is true. But Empower is making statements like it plays a role in blood sugar regulation. So all the statements that Empower is making for their oral tirzepatide, there is no research on that, and so those are actually false claims. So Lilly does have a leg to stand on with that. And then 45 down through maybe 60, Empower only offers a single fixed dose with niacinamide. And that's again where it gets tricky because Empower is filling a prescription from a provider and their vials include enough medication for, say, a month or two of that particular prescription. And so they are mass producing that particular vial with that amount in it. So in essence, Empower is not personalizing that because they're mass producing. They also make note of the fact that people have said that the consumers that use Empower they have issues with the niacinamide. And Lilly is making the statement that if Empower really did personalize the medicine, they'd be able to take the niacinamide out for that particular patient and add a different supplement or just do without it altogether and just personalize the actual dose, which Empower does not do. They don't actually take the niacinamide out if you have an issue with it. So Lilly does have a good point to make on that one. In 61 on down to maybe 73 in this section, they're talking about Empower's non-compliance with regulatory standards with the FDA. And then it goes into list, again, the number of times that Empower has been cited for unsanitary practices and not following regulations. And I'll put my Google document that I did on this too, so it kind of breaks it down for you. I'll put that in the notes below that you can click on that and look at the copy that I have of my Google Doc online. So one of the comments that Lilly alleges Empower made is, and I found this one to be interesting, Empower's CEO instructed employees to order food or animal grade, not pharmaceutical grade ingredients for their compounding. And Empower then explained that the best time to purchase and use these illegal products is right after the FDA inspects Empower. Because the FDA is not likely to inspect Empower's facility again in a time that's shortly after. So they know that they're using improperly graded materials. And then when the FDA comes to inspect the facility, they'll get the research grade out, but then later on they'll use the animal grade or the food grade. That gave me a lot of pause. I had not read that one before. Really love Empower. Feel free to throw some comments in on how you feel about some of this stuff. If you read it, let's have a nice discussion about that. We can do that in the comments below. You can also do some commenting on my Facebook GLP and You group, and we can get into a hearty discussion about that. I have links to the lawsuits there as well. In the section Empower Harms to Consumers and to Lilly, numbers 82 to 84, again, they talk about false advertising and unproved medication and the fact that Empower is luring customers away from Lilly, which of course they are. There's no question that that's what happens because Lilly's price their drugs in such a way that many of us can't afford it. We just can't. And so we go a different route. First cause of action section, numbers 85 down to 107. Lilly says that they're entitled to injunctive relief and monetary damages and other remedies. So it could be, Lilly is actually looking at getting Empower's profits from their compounded tirzepatide. I don't know how they'd be able to do that at any time unless it was after the FDA said compounding had to stop. Because before that, it was legal. So the only way that they can get profits from Empower would be at time periods when the FDA said it was not okay for the compounders to continue making tirzepatide. I mean, if you're a lawyer, I'd love to hear from you on that one. And then prayers for release section, numbers 1 to 6. Lilly's asking the courts to restrain Empower from making tirzepatide, including their oral dose. They want that off as well. And they have to stop making claims about efficacy because in reality they don't have any claims because they didn't do any research on it. They also want Empower, this is a good one, in numbers 3 to 4, they want Empower to admit to consumers of their bad practices and misinformation about their tirzepatide medications. Empower must give written information to Lilly that these things have happened. And then in numbers 5 to 6 in the prayers for release section, this is about the money part of it. Lilly is requesting an unknown amount of compensatory damages and all profits from their deceptive practices and false advertising. Heaven only knows what that means. I know that there's many of you that use Empower Pharmacy, and we want to keep our finger on the pulse of this. So go ahead and like and subscribe. We're going to have another video about the Strive Pharmacy lawsuit, which is very similar to this. Hope to see you again at another GLP and You video session. Good luck with your compounding if you do that, and good luck if you're still using Lilly's, Mounjaro, and Zepbound.